in connecting different data sources. So this is the architecture. Here is the architecture of the Power BI environment. Okay, so this is the one. Okay, so you can see that various components here, the Power BI desktop, the one which we installed in our laptop or in the on-premise. On-premise is nothing but a local server. Okay, it's a local server. You install the Power BI desktop. The other component is like your Power BI cloud service, and the next one is the mobile service, plus you have report server and data gateway. So these are the components are there as part of your Power BI environment. So there are two sides of the Power BI. The one is the on-premise, the other one is cloud. The on-premise, it is a physical server, okay, in your local office, okay, a physical server located in your local office. So this has been maintained, right, inside your office premises, okay. And the next one is the cloud. The cloud, what is a cloud? Cloud server, they say, right, cloud and all. Cloud is a virtual server. You don't have to buy the expensive servers to deploy your apps, okay. The servers are maintained by cloud service provider in the case of cloud, okay, virtual servers, okay. So already the cloud service providers like AWS and Amazon and Microsoft Azure, these are, and next one is GCP, Google Cloud Platform. So, these are the three major players on cloud, Amazon, Microsoft and Google. Okay, so they already bought the server in their system, and in their data center, they maintain everything on our behalf. Okay, we don't have to buy expensive server. All you can do is you can go and swipe your card and you can subscribe for it. Okay, whatever the server that you wanted, you can, whatever the capacity that you needed, you can go and subscribe for it, and you can pay on the go. For example, if you want to increase the capacity, currently I'm using 4 node cloud server or 100 node cloud server. Later point in time, I could see a dramatic increase in the user base, right? In that case, obviously, to increase the scalability, you can add as many servers as possible in a matter of jiffy or minutes. Okay, you don't have to buy expensive server, you don't have to configure everything manually. Okay, you don't have to install everything is already available. Yeah, installation needs to be done within the operating system, all the things, but you don't have to buy, you don't have to order it, you don't have to wait for the server to get shipped. It's all already available, readily available. Okay, so let's say this is the cloud, right? Virtual server. These are maintained by cloud server. And on top, let's say if you buy an expensive server, what will happen? You have to invest a lot of money. Okay, it's something like buying a cow in our Indian thing, right? We say buying a cow is not a one-time investment, right? So okay, one-time investment, but thing is you need to keep invest. You need to hire someone to milk the cow, and you need to feed the cow, right? And in case of any maintenance overhead, everything is there. Same principle is applicable here. If you buy an expensive server, cost is high, and at the same time, you need to hire a person, administrators, to install the necessary softwares and apps, and plus to maintain that, you need to have some kind of data center. The data center, you need to make sure that the temperature is well within all these things. You don't have to have that overhead. Everything is taken care by them, the cloud service provider. All you need to just go and subscribe for it and then use it whenever you need it. Okay. So the desktop client, this is your desktop client, is completely free, absolutely free. You don't have to pay even a single penny. So you can, using Power BI Desktop, you can bring in the data from different source systems. Your source system files are available in, let's say, Oracle apps and SQL Server, the OL, let's say your OLTP database is in SQL Server, and also you have some files are available on cloud, and also there are some, data are available in, so this is, let's say, these are Oracle apps and the on cloud, okay, and then the other files, blob data and other data are available on cloud, Azure Blob, right? Everything is available on cloud. On that too, it is all available in different types of source systems or files. In that case, using Power BI Desktop, you can bring in all the data, whatever required for you to perform data analytics or to create reports to meet your internal stakeholders' needs. You can bring in all these data here, and then you can mash up all these data. So which means, right, you can combine all the data if need be. For the simple example is, for example, you want to perform some kind of pricing analytics, vendor pricing analytics. Let's say you are a manufacturer, you want to perform analytics on which vendor uh, price is competitive, and what is their the rating, and then how fast they can ship. Cost is okay, fine, but end of the day, if they take longer time to ship, you cannot deliver the products, the finished goods to your end customers at the right time, right? Delivering the products at the right time is also key to this customer satisfaction. Customer satisfaction is the key driver for increase in your top and bottom line. Okay, so in that case, right, you do some kind of analytics. For that, the data are available in different files. For example, you have 10, you receive the price for your raw materials from 10 different vendors, V1, V2, etc., V10, right? So all the vendors' prices may not be same. There will be some kind of overlap. Not all the vendors' prices same, and each vendor, they send the data in different files. Some guys sending the data in Excel files. Some guys sending the data in XML, XML, JSON. Right, different files they are sending it. So in that case, what you need to combine all these data into single file in case of any data columns that are not required. You need to discard it for your analytics. So take all these data and then mash up all these different files, and then what you do is you write and clean the data, and then create the report. Once you create the report, the next step is publish it to cloud, because you have created the report that is available locally here, right? If that needs to be made available on cloud, right? If you publish it on cloud, people across the globe can access these reports via any device, anytime, right? So here, the cloud service comes into picture. That's fine. To share your files with the internal and external stakeholders, the cloud service comes into picture. This is where you publish all your reports, okay? So once you publish the reports here, people across the globe can access it. But this involves a licensing cost. So it involves some kind of licensing cost. Different types of license are there. One is the pro license, other one is premium per user, okay, per user, and premium license. Okay, different types of license options are available. But however, Power BI, Microsoft, what they do is they give 60 days trial period for the cloud service. You can go and sign up for the Power BI cloud service. For that, you need to have the official email ID. Okay, but I wouldn't suggest signing up it now. Probably you can sign up after 4 weeks or so that you can use it the whatever you learn it, right? So now it's still time for you to learn it. So once you sign up here, you can use it for 60 days. Okay, but probably you can do it little later. Okay, so that you will have more time to practice it. It's too early to sign up. Okay. So this is the one 60 days they give trial period. But apart from this, the pro license, even the pro license is a pretty cheaper cost, right? It costs $10 per user per month. That's it. The cost is very cheaper, $10 per user per month. So that much cheaper, the pro license. And then the premium is, it will be a little costlier. Okay. And the premium per user and premium license. But with this, you will not have much limitations. But pro, even though pro is licensed one, it has enough for a developer to develop report design, data model, everything you can do it. But when it comes to the data volume, right? There are some limitations. Okay. To overcome the limitation, you can go for the premium. Or for us to learn Power BI, the trial version is more than sufficient. The Power BI Cloud the trial version, and once it gets expired, right, you can go for pro license. Even the pro license doesn't cost much. Okay, what is the advantage of the cloud service? In the case of cloud service, it is also called as a Power BI service. Okay, it is a web interface. Okay, it's a web interface. You don't have to download and install any software. You can create the interactive report. The same thing you can do it in Power BI desktop as well. Here also you can create the interactive report, and you can develop dashboards. You can create dashboards, and you can share the reports. You can share the reports with appropriate privileges for different stakeholders. And then you will have admin control here. You will have admin control. You can create users, everything. And then next one is you can do mobile dashboard design, mobile phone dashboard design. You can do it. As I said, you don't have to install anything. All you need is a browser, and if you have a Power BI credentials, you are all set to connect to the Power BI cloud service, and you can develop the dashboards also. So here I was using the term report. You can develop the report and you can publish it on cloud. You might be wondering, here also you can do the report design. Okay, you might be wondering, so what is the difference between report and dashboards? So for dashboards, you can use the source as reports. For example, you developed a report 1, report 2, multiple reports, you created it. The dashboard is the difference between the key difference between report and dashboard. Dashboard is a single page. It captures all the vital KPIs. KPI stands for the metrics. The KPI stands for key performance indicators, which is nothing but metrics. What do you mean by metrics? Metrics are the numbers, using which you can measure where you stand. The simple example is, okay, what is my revenue current quarter, and what is my margin, right? So what is my gross margin, net margin, and then what is my gross revenue and operating margin and cost to the company? These are all cost of goods sold. These are the KPIs. The important KPIs, that you will display it in dashboards. Is a single page, and along with that you will display some visuals, the charts, the important the visuals or the charts, which can give them a quick insight about what is going on in your business at this moment. Okay, the dashboard you create it for different line of business is nothing but the departments. Sales department, they need a different dashboard. Their KPIs are different from finance dashboards, and marketing dashboard is different, right? Their KPIs are different. And payroll department, they need a dashboard. That dashboards are different. But even the end user, they need a dashboard when they access. In the case of banking, you have an account with Citibank or other banks, right? So what you do is once you create an account with them, they will give you access online banking. You can do banking via online, right? So in that case, once you connect it there, you will have a dashboard, right? So it gives you a quick insight about how much balance you have it. And if you see your monthly statement, here you can see the opening balance, closing balance, how much you received it, how much how much money got debited, how much money got credited in your account. You can see all the things. But the dashboard will give a quick insight, what is your opening balance and closing balance. And also it gives you nowadays, they show you the report also. The report you can see in where you spent more. Apparels, you spend more on apparels, buying more dresses. Likewise, right? So that can give you a quick insight. Okay, spend analysis. Okay, so this much money I'm spending here. Probably you can plan it to cut down the cost on that, right? So whichever segment you spend more, that will give an insight, quick insight, and so that the next time, right, you don't have to spend too much on the segment where you are not supposed to do it. Okay. So likewise, right, the dashboard captures the metrics. Something like in the case of organization, right, the dashboards. For example, MIS dashboard. So the dashboard which needs to be created for the C-level executive. Who are all the C-level executive? The chief executive officer and chief operating officer, chief financial officers. They are the C-level executives. And for them, the needs are, right, they want to gain a holistic view about your business performance. they need finance related, certain, metrics related to finance. For example, expenses, and what is the net revenue, net margin, and that is available in your finance report. And other one is like a payroll department. He wants to see the cost to the company, how much we are paying to the employees, all put together. Okay, payroll. So here you will pick up one or two the KPIs, and here you will pick up one or two, and the marketing, right? The top 10 salespersons, and then right, so you will have something like top 10 products, top 10 regions, right? Where we sell, and what is the negative bottom 10 or bottom 5 regions, right? Where we don't do well, we sell it in negative margin, right? These kind of important metrics, which will be available in different reports, but these reports are specific to each department. But as a C-level executive, you need to have a holistic view about this, so that all the important visuals you will pick up from these reports, and then you will put it in your dashboard. The dashboard is single page. Report can be more than one page. It can have more than one page, but the dashboard will be a single page. Okay. Hope you understood what is dashboard. So that you can do it only in Power BI Desktop. You cannot do it here. The next one is the mobile service. You can go ahead and download the Power BI mobile service using your Google Play Store and install it in your mobile phone. So that even if you are on the run, you can connect to the Power BI cloud service via your mobile phone, and you can view the dashboards and reports that were published on cloud, okay, on the go. And then your on-premise, you have the report server. What are the reports that you develop it? You don't have to publish it on cloud. Sometimes you may have to publish it on your local report server, the Power BI report server. It involves licensing cost. Even this one involves licensing cost. Even this one involves licensing cost. Even this one is involving licensing cost. You might be wondering, this is an redundant expense. Do I need to buy two different licensing? Yes, it depends on your requirement. For example, your data is highly sensitive. Though the cloud service providers, they promise that they give security, everything, but still, while publishing the report from your on-premise to cloud, right? So on the end route, someone can hack this one. Your data or report, the data can be, and the data is vulnerable for hacking, right? So still, so in that kind of situation, the data is, especially in the case of banking, you can publish it locally here in your report server. Okay, so that will be secured. And so in that kind of situation, you can go for the report server, but it involves licensing cost. And whatever you can do it here, right? The same thing you can do it here also, but except the dashboard. You cannot create the dashboard here. You can create the dashboard here only. But at the same time, though it is Power BI Cloud Service, it involves licensing cost. Here you cannot do the data model design. The data modeling, you can do it here only. Okay, data modeling, you can do it here only, but you cannot do the data modeling here. And here you can do the data transformation, data pre-processing, extraction, everything. Same thing you can do it here also. Power BI, the Power Query Editor, using which you can do the data transformation, everything. The Power Query Editor on cloud is also available, but data modeling is not available as on today. So now you understood the various components, right? So once you publish it on cloud, it can be the reports, right? It can be accessed by the stakeholders across the organization anytime with any devices. Okay. And apart from these components, you have something else called data gateway. Let's say you developed a couple of reports. Let's say you developed 200 reports. You want to publish it on cloud so that all the users, the relevant users, can access these 200 reports irrespective of the location where they live. While publishing these 200 reports, the data, the underlying data for these reports will also get shipped automatically with the help of data gateway. If you want to publish it on cloud, you need to have a data gateway installed in your on-premises, in your local laptop. Okay, you need to install the data gateway. Okay, you can probably install it later in your system because you are not going to publish it anything at this moment, right? So, but understand that this is one of the prerequisites. If you want to publish your report on cloud, you need to have the data gateway software needs to be installed. It's pretty simple one. It should be up and running. Only then you should be able to publish it on cloud. This is kind of an agent, right? So when you publish the report along with the data also automatically, we just submit the report. The underlying data also picked up automatically by the data gateway and it publish it to your cloud in a more secured way. Okay, the data got, the reports along with the data got published on cloud. Okay, everything is good. People across the globe, they can access it. But how up to date the reports, that matters a lot. For example, out of the 200 reports, 100 reports are daily summary report. So on a daily basis, when the respective managers or the stakeholders, when they open these 100 daily summary reports, their respective reports, it should show their current sales performance, the present day data it should show. Okay, every day it should not show the older data. Okay, so in that case, all your reports, 100 reports needs to be kept up to date. The data within these reports should be made up to date. That is where the data gateway comes into picture, using which you can refresh the data. You can schedule an incremental data refresh, based on your use cases. The incremental data refresh can be daily, weekly, or fortnight, or every once in a month, something like that. Okay, you can, so that the Power BI cloud service, right, from your local server, the data will get loaded into your Power BI reports, refreshed, okay, on a daily basis or weekly basis. So that is where the data gateway comes into picture. And supposing you want to read the data from your Power BI cloud to here, data gateway is important. This plays an important role. So this is the bridge between the on-premises data and cloud services. This is the software it is required to access data located in an on-premises network. In simple term, that is what you need to be aware of it. So the report servicer, the report service, right? Already I discussed. It is an alternative to your Power BI service on-premises reports. Okay, it's a web portal, okay, in which you can display and manage reports and KPIs, but you cannot create a dashboard here. But whatever you can do it here, right? You can do it here also. But the difference is, yeah, here you can do it, but here you cannot develop a dashboard, as I said earlier. Okay. And the next one is the Power BI, the report builder. Apart from report server, you have something called report builder. The report server is different from report builder. Okay, so what is the report builder? Even the report builder involves a licensing cost using which you can develop the paginated reports. Paginated reports, you can develop it. Paginated reports. Okay, these are basically a pixel perfect reports. Pixel perfect reports. Okay, the Power BI report builder using which you can generate pixel perfect reports. So what do you mean by pixel perfect reports? For example, you have delivery notes and you have the receipts and invoices, right? Invoices and receipts and delivery notes, right? These are the one requires a pre-printed thing, right? So in that case, the reports should be a pixel perfect, should be very nice. Okay, the right, and the pre-printed one should be very nice. By default, the reports are not pixel perfect. If you want to have a pixel perfect reports, then you can go for a report builder. It involves licensing cost. The next one is the Power BI embedded. Even this one also the involves a licensing cost. It is an Azure service. Okay, it enables business to embed Power BI's analytical capabilities in other apps. For example, you have a website and you have a blog. What are the reports that you published on cloud? What are the the dashboards that you have it on cloud? If you want that to be published on your website or the blog, you need to have this service. Okay, if you don't have this, you cannot do it. Okay. Next one is, okay, so far you understood the big picture. What are the components forms part of your Power BI environment? Power BI desktop, Power BI cloud service, mobile service, report server, data gateway. Now what we will do is we'll narrow down our focus on Power BI desktop. Within the Power BI desktop, what are the components are there? This is what our Power BI desktop, what are the components that are available here? So in the very first session, we discussed about this, right? In the Power BI desktop, what you see here, it has three components in it. One is the Power Query editor. The other one is the report view. What you are seeing by default here, the white color one, right? This is your report canvas. This is also called as a Power View. And the third component is the Power Pivot. This is where we do the data model design. Data model design. So this is what your Power Pivot. This is where we do the data model design. Okay. And this is what your report canvas. What you see the report canvas here. And this is what your data model. Okay. And this is what your data view. This is where you can see the data, everything. And the next one is the Power Query editor. If I select the transform data menu, and when I hit this transform data, what you see here is the Power Query editor. This is what your Power Query editor. Okay. And then here, if you see here, right? Right. So there are three components here, as you can see. So the thing is, for example, you want to create a report. What is that you needed? To create a report, what is that you needed? Obviously, you need to have the data. Without data, you cannot create the report. Having the data alone is not sufficient. How good the data is, right? The goodness of data is very much important. Data is there. My manager gave me the data, or are those data given by him, data files given by him, is sufficient enough for me to build a report or dashboard? Or does it captures all the required columns? Or does it capture all the relevant tables? Completeness and consistency of the data needs to be also validated before you start build the report also, right? In case of any data related issues, okay, all the data files are available, all the record, but the data are not good. Next step is you do the data pre-processing. We call it ETL. E stands for extract, T stands for transform, and L stands for load. Okay, ETL part. That you do it as part of your Power BI. E is you can do it with Power BI desktop. As here itself, you can do the extract the data. So you can click on the get data and extract the data or load the data. And EL, you can do it here. And the transforming the data, right? So data pre-processing, you'll be doing it as part of Power Query. I always relate the Power Query with the kitchen. So in the case of kitchen, we do all kind of data cleaning, isn't it? Sorry, not data cleaning. We clean all our food, everything. For example, you bought data is something like vegetables from the market, and then you bring all the vegetables to your kitchen, and then what you do is you do cleaning, you cut the vegetables and mix the vegetables with the required recipes, and then only it is ready to cook, right? So you do everything in your kitchen, like how you do it, right? The same way in Power Query editor. This is meant for cleaning the data, pre-processing the data. Once your data is pre-processed, the next one is you need to the step one. See, step one is this, and step two is this, and step three is data model design. When it comes to Power BI desktop, you have to do the data model design. You have to just give me a second. You need to the data model design. This is very specific to Power BI desktop. Unlike Tableau and other reporting tools, here you need to explicitly create the data model design. Okay, without data model design, your report will not be the data in your report will not be accurate. And at the same time, if you don't have a solid data model design in place, your report performance will have a it will have an adverse it will have an adverse impact on your report performance if you don't have the solid data model design in place. So step one, load the data, and step two, you clean the data using or data pre-processing. You do it using Power Query Editor, and then you do the data model design. The last step is your Power View. This is where we create the reports, everything. Once you clean the data, everything, and then once you do the data model design, the next step is create the visuals, reports, everything. Okay, so these are the three components you should be aware of it, and all these three components are available as part of your Power BI desktop itself. What you are seeing here is this is your report view. It is also called the report canvas. The next one is the Power Query Editor, but Power Query Editor is also available here only. But when you click on it, it will open a different window. Okay, it will outside of your Power BI desktop. It will get opened here. Here, but these two are interconnected. Okay, and you need to load the data here. Whatever the data you loaded here, you can see it here also. But here you have a lot of options here. Okay, in terms of performing the data transformation. With this, you don't have to write extensive code. Write less code here, but here also you do coding, but it is not required at all. Okay, for a simple and moderate complex data transformations, you can use these features or the options in this menu. With that, you can perform the data transformation without doing heavy lifting. Okay, you don't have to write lines and lines of code. That's what that's also the reason why these kind of reporting, the data visualization reporting tools are gaining a lot of popularity. Okay, low code. It is not a no code. It is a low code. Okay, fine. We have so with this, hope you understood what are the components that are available as part of your Power BI environment, and what components are available as part of Power BI desktop. You've understood. This is enough at this moment. Okay, next one is we will proceed with understanding how to load multiple files in one go.